Who is the ultimate movie killer? A question that has sparked many a debate among action movie enthusiasts. In the vast realm of action cinema, four names stand out, each a symbol of deadly precision, tactical brilliance, and ruthless efficiency. Today, we're going to pit these four legends against each other in an epic showdown, and perhaps, just perhaps, we might find an answer to our burning question. First up, we have Denzel Washington, who brought to life Robert McCall in The Equalizer 2. A man who believes in justice, McCall's combat skills are as deadly as his moral code is unyielding. His weapon of choice is anything he can get his hands on. His environment is his arsenal, and his mind, the ultimate weapon. Next, we have the no-nonsense Frank Martin, portrayed by Jason Statham in The Transporter. A man who lives by a strict set of rules, Martin's driving skills are as legendary as his hand-to-hand combat. His weapon of choice, his car and his fists. No frills, just raw, unadulterated action. Then there's Matt Damon's Jason Bourne. The perfect weapon, an amnesiac assassin trying to piece together his past. Bourne's resourcefulness and adaptability in high-stress situations are unparalleled. Whether it's a rolled-up magazine or a ballpoint pen, Bourne can turn the mundane into the deadly. Finally, we have the man of focus, commitment, and sheer will, John Wick, brought to life by Keanu Reeves. A hitman who came out of retirement for revenge, Wick's lethal ballet of bullets is a sight to behold. His weapon of choice? Well, let's just say he once killed 3 men in a bar with a pencil. A pencil? We'll be dedicating 2 minutes to each character, exploring their strengths, weaknesses, fighting styles, and preferred weapons. We'll delve into their combat experience and try to piece together their unique approach to dealing with adversaries. Then, in the final 4 minutes, we'll throw them all into an imaginary ring for the ultimate movie killer showdown. So, are you ready for this roller coaster ride of action and thrills? Let's jump right into the action, starting with our first contender. Meet Denzel Washington, the Equalizer. A character who commands respect and instills fear in equal measure. The Equalizer, also known as Robert McCall, is a man of mystery, a man of many skills, and a man who doesn't hesitate when it comes to dealing with wrongdoers. McCall's strengths lie in his calm and collected demeanor. He's a man who can walk into a room and assess the situation in a blink. His strategic mindset, combined with his ability to stay cool under pressure, is what sets him apart from his adversaries. He's not just a fighter, he's a thinker. And that's what makes him so lethal. But like any character, he has his weaknesses. His sense of justice and his desire to protect the innocent can sometimes lead him into situations that are fraught with danger. Yet it's these very weaknesses that make him so relatable, so human. When it comes to fighting style, McCall is all about stealth and precision. He's not one for flashy moves or unnecessary theatrics. He prefers to stay under the radar, using his environment to his advantage, striking when least expected. His approach is methodical, almost surgical, leaving no room for mistakes. And let's not forget his preferred weapon, his mind. Yes, he's adept with firearms and melee weapons, but it's his intelligence and strategic planning that truly make him a formidable opponent. He uses his surroundings, his knowledge of human behavior, and his tactical skills to outsmart his enemies, turning their strengths into weaknesses. His combat experience is extensive. Trained in various forms of martial arts, he's a master at hand-to-hand combat. But it's his experience as a former CIA agent that truly sets him apart. He's been in the trenches, faced life-and-death situations, and always come out on top. With his calm demeanor and lethal precision, the Equalizer is a force to be reckoned with. He's not just a movie killer, he's a symbol of justice, a symbol of hope for the innocent, and a symbol of fear for those who dare to cross him. Enter Jason Statham, the Transporter. With a cool demeanor and a swift, decisive approach, Statham's character is a force to be reckoned with. This man is a professional courier for the criminal underworld, but he's no ordinary delivery driver. He's a master of turning the tables, using his sharp intellect and exceptional driving skills to outwit his adversaries. His strengths? They are as unique as the man himself. His expert driving skills allow him to navigate the most complex terrains and the tightest corners with ease. Whether it's a high-speed chase or a stealthy escape, the Transporter is always in control. But his skills aren't limited to behind the wheel. With a background in the special forces, he's highly trained in hand-to-hand combat, able to disarm and disable his enemies with a swift, precise strike. Yet like all great warriors, the Transporter has his weaknesses. His strict code of conduct, his rules, they can sometimes put him at odds with his own objectives. He's a man of principle, and that can make him predictable, a trait that can be exploited by cunning enemies. But let's delve deeper into his fighting style. It's all about efficiency and precision. His movements are quick, targeted, and often lethal. Whether it's using his fists, a piece of cloth, or an improvised weapon, when the transporter strikes, it's with deadly accuracy. His weapon of choice, anything within arm's reach. He's a master of improvisation, turning ordinary objects into deadly weapons. A bottle, a pen, even a credit card. In the transporter's hands, they become tools of destruction. And his combat experience is vast. From his time in the Special Forces to his work in the criminal underworld, he's faced off against a wide array of enemies, each more dangerous than the last. He knows how to adapt, how to survive, and most importantly, how to win. The Transporter, a man who turns any situation into his favor. With his superior driving skills, hand-to-hand combat expertise, and knack for improvisation, he's an adversary not to be underestimated. Here's Matt Damon, the man with many identities, Jason Bourne. A product of the covert CIA operation Treadstone, Jason Bourne is a force to be reckoned with. He's a living weapon, a master combatant versed in various martial arts and an expert marksman. His strengths lie in his exceptional intelligence and adaptability, making him a formidable opponent in any scenario. Bourne's ability to think on his feet, coupled with his mastery of hand-to-hand combat and proficiency with firearms, puts him in a league of his own. But even Bourne has his weaknesses. His amnesia and fragmented memory often put him at a disadvantage. He's a man haunted by his past, constantly battling inner demons whilst dealing with external threats. This internal struggle sometimes clouds his judgment, making him vulnerable. Bourne's fighting style is efficient, brutal, and direct. He doesn't waste time on fancy moves. Instead, he focuses on quick, precise strikes aimed at incapacitating his opponents as quickly as possible. He's a master of improvisation, turning everyday objects into lethal weapons, a pen, a book, or a towel. In Bourne's hands, they're as deadly as any firearm. Speaking of firearms, Bourne prefers to keep things simple. He's proficient with a wide range of guns, but his weapon of choice is often a standard-issue 9mm pistol. He's an excellent shot, capable of hitting targets with pinpoint accuracy even under pressure. As for combat experience, Bourne's resume is impressive. He's taken on highly skilled assassins, corrupt CIA agents, and even entire SWAT teams, often single-handedly. He's survived car chases, shootouts, and countless fistfights, always emerging victorious. His tactical brilliance, resourcefulness, and sheer will to survive make him a formidable adversary. Jason Bourne is more than just a highly trained operative. He's a man struggling to reconcile his past with his present, a human weapon trying to find his place in the world. His intelligence, adaptability, and unparalleled combat skills make him a deadly opponent. But it's his humanity, his determination to uncover the truth about his past, that truly sets him apart. Jason Bourne, a deadly weapon with a mind sharper than any blade. And finally, Keanu Reeves, the man you send to kill the boogeyman, John Wick. Keanu Reeves' portrayal of John Wick is nothing short of phenomenal. He's a man of few words, but his actions speak volumes. His strengths lie in his relentless determination and unrivaled gun-fu skills. Wick's combat style is a unique blend of judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and tactical three-gun. This lethal combination of martial arts and marksmanship makes him a formidable opponent. His preferred weapon? Well, it's safe to say John Wick can turn anything into a weapon. But when it comes to firearms, he has a particular affinity for handguns, especially the Heckler & Koch P30L. Wick's proficiency with this weapon is a testament to his expansive combat experience. He's a man who has walked through the valley of the shadow of death so many times he's practically a tour guide. But even a man like John Wick has weaknesses. His love and loyalty for those close to him often land him in dangerous situations. His sense of duty and adherence to the assassin's code of conduct make him predictable to his enemies. But here's the catch. Knowing what John Wick will do does not necessarily equate to being able to stop him. John Wick's stamina is legendary. He fights with a relentless determination that's both terrifying and awe-inspiring. His ability to endure pain and fight through fatigue sets him apart from his peers. Wick is a man who can take a beating and keep on ticking. He's been shot, stabbed, beaten, and left for dead, but he always finds a way to rise again. In the world of cinematic assassins, John Wick stands tall. His tactical brilliance, physical prowess, and sheer willpower make him a force to be reckoned with. He's not just an assassin, he's an artist, painting a grim picture with every bullet he fires, every bone he breaks. John Wick, the unstoppable force and the immovable object. Now imagine a showdown between these four titans. Picture this, a desolate urban landscape, the sun setting, casting long shadows that dance and flicker. The air is thick with tension as the four most formidable movie killers of our time lock eyes, each one sizing up the others. The Equalizer, the Transporter, Jason Bourne, and John Wick. 4 men, each with his own unique set of skills, each a master of his craft. The Equalizer, ever the strategist, steps back and observes. He's always been more of a thinker than a fighter, preferring to use his surroundings to his advantage. He scans the area, taking in every detail, every potential weapon. Meanwhile, the Transporter, ever the professional, starts to circle the group. His eyes are sharp, his movements quick and calculated. He's looking for an opening, a weakness to exploit. He's always been a man of action, and this fight will be no different. In another corner, Jason Bourne, the resourceful spy, is also surveying the scene. He's used to being the hunted, and his instincts are kicking in. He's alert, ready for anything. His mind is racing, formulating a dozen different plans of attack. And then there's John Wick, the vengeful assassin, standing tall and unflinching. He's not one to back down from a fight. He's ready, his hand instinctively reaching for the weapon he knows so well. The showdown begins with a sudden, explosive burst of action. The Transporter makes the first move, lunging at Bourne, but Bourne is quick, deflecting the attack and countering with a swift punch. The two engage in a brutal dance of punches and kicks, their movements a blur of speed and precision. In the midst of this chaos, the Equalizer sees his chance. He picks up a piece of debris and hurls it at Wick, momentarily distracting him. He uses this opportunity to close in, but Wick is faster. He draws his weapon and fires, but the Equalizer is ready. He ducks, narrowly avoiding the bullet. Meanwhile, Bourne and the Transporter are still locked in combat. Bourne, ever the tactician, sees an opening and lands a powerful kick, sending the Transporter sprawling. He turns his attention to the other two just in time to see Wick take a shot at the Equalizer. The fight rages on, each man using his skills to the fullest. The Equalizer, always thinking ahead, sets a trap for Wick. The Transporter, never one to give up, gets back up and rejoins the fight. Bourne, the ever-adaptable spy, switches tactics and focuses on evasion. But in the end, it's John Wick who stands victorious. His relentless determination and unparalleled skill with a weapon prove to be the deciding factors. He stands alone in the aftermath, the sole survivor of the ultimate showdown. In this ultimate showdown, only one can emerge victorious. And in this case, it's John Wick. His ability to adapt and overcome, coupled with his unyielding resolve, make him the ultimate movie killer. His legacy is one of determination, skill, and an unwavering will to survive. But let's not forget the other contenders. Each one brought something unique to the table. The Equalizer with his strategic thinking, the Transporter with his professional approach, and Jason Bourne with his resourcefulness, each one a titan in his own right, each one deserving of respect. So there you have it, the ultimate showdown of the movie killers. A battle of wits, skills, and sheer determination. A fight to remember. And in the end, only one can stand tall. Only one can claim the title of the ultimate movie killer, and that one is John Wick. And the ultimate movie killer is John Wick, portrayed by none other than Keanu Reeves. Let's dive into what makes Wick the top contender. First, his fighting style, an eclectic mix of judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and tactical gunplay, provides him with a diverse range of attack and defense options. His ability to adapt to any situation, quickly identifying threats and formulating a plan of action, is nothing short of impressive. Next, his weapon of choice, a firearm, is both practical and lethal. But it's not just about the weapon, it's about how he uses it. He's a marksman with an exceptional eye for accuracy, and he never wastes a bullet. Lastly, his experience. Wick's combat experience is vast and varied, and he's seen it all. He's been in the thick of it, faced countless adversaries, and always comes out on top. In the world of movie killers, there can only be one at the top. This concludes our ultimate movie killer showdown.